So you want to start a bullet journal, but you don't really know where to start? That's fine. Welcome to Bujo Basics, where I teach you how to create your very first bullet journal. Today is all about the year at a glance page. I've got 6 different ideas for you to take, and you can choose whichever works the best for you. So today I'm using the official bullet journal by Lurton 1917 and some basic pen and pencils that everyone has. So no stress about the supplies, just the most important part is to plan ahead with a pencil before you even use a pen, because you can make some mistakes. You're going to see I do make one at some point. For this one, I've decided to split the page in 3 different parts that are equal in height. And in the middle of each one on the left, I'm creating a little box where all of the calendars are going to be. It's a bit time consuming, but it's really worth it. The one thing you need to be careful about is to make sure that you count the number of weeks per month, which is something I messed up with March. I forgot that there was going to be 6 lines instead of 5. So be careful about that, and then you'll be settled. Every month takes 12 boxes up, and I'm going to leave a little bit of space on the side to add some decorations at the end. For each month, I start with writing the different days of the week, so I know exactly how to create my calendar. I usually start with a Monday, but you are more than welcome with starting with a Saturday or a Sunday if it's your thing. For this one, I also wrote the titles first before drawing the line, so that the line doesn't have to overlap with the titles. It just gives it a bit of flair, really. In total, each of the boxes for the calendars should be 6 boxes tall. But if you've got an extra week, like in March for example, it's going to get to 7. It's not as perfect to line up everything and center everything, but it's the best we can do. And make sure to know exactly which day of the week starts on each month. It's a bit confusing at first, and also it's going to make your wrist hurt quite a bit, but definitely worth the effort. And you can make sure that everything is perfect and neat and proper. I particularly like this one because everything is symmetrical and because it looks very neat with the lines. As you can see, I do make a mistake at some point here in March, I realize it, and I'm going to go and fix that really quickly by also adding a smudge of my pen because I'm trying to go a bit too fast. This is definitely user error, so take your time, check 3 times if you need, and then get back into it. What I'm doing is I'm using a white pen to try to erase the different lines in black. It's not perfect, but it's doing the job for me. What you could also be doing is cut a little bit of paper at the back and glue it on top to be hiding the... And that's going to be it for our very first spread here. You can repeat that 4 different times so you've got all of your months ready to go, and you can also mirror it on the other page so that it matches perfectly. Now, our second one is very similar. The only difference is instead of having all of the different calendars on one side, I'm going to go and put left, right, left. I'm also using those teeny stickers that come with a notebook. They have the different months of the year in gold, and they are really pretty. So I love to use them whenever I can. Same thing here. You've got 12 boxes in total per month, and again you've got between 6 and 7 lines per calendar. I'm going to put them at the top of the page in this case, so nothing is like centered, but it's still balanced in a very nice way. For this one, I'm only going to put lines in between the months, so it's a bit less heavy on the pen and on the lines, and it makes it breathe a bit more. You are more than welcome to do like I did on the first page, putting boxes everywhere, whatever suits you and whatever you feel looks better. And very obviously, in both cases, you've got plenty of space on the side of the calendars to be adding your events, your different reminders that you need to remember as you go through the year. You can do it whichever way you want. What I like to do is to take a highlighter and just highlight over the number of the day, and then put a little dot next to it and put the reminder next to the dot. I also just highlight through a full week, for example, if it's vacation. And I do like to keep mine color coded, so every color for vacation, a different color for birthdays and anniversaries, those kind of things. And with a tiny bit of eraser to get rid of the pencil marks, we are done with our second one already. Same thing, you will need 4 pages for that. Our next one is way more minimalistic, and I advise you to do this one only if you do not have a lot of events you want to pre-record. In that case, we're going to be having 6 different lines for each month with 1 line between the months. As you can see, I draw the line here, and that's going to be delimiting the different months as we go. I draw the number of each month on the side. They are roughly 3 lines tall, and we go from 1 to 6 and then from 7 to 12, having all of our months ready. Super quick and easy, and you can match it with a full calendar on the other page if you want, but this one is super easy to do. It takes barely 5 minutes at most. I particularly recommend it if you want to keep track of birthdays and things like that instead of. Our next one is going to look like that calendar that your grandma has on the fridge with everyone's birthday on it. You know what I mean. So what we're going to do, we're going to number from 1 to 31 all the way to the left, and then we're going to be divided the page in 2 for 2 different months. So this one will take us a bit more space, but it's also way more detailed, because it basically gives you 1 line per day, so you can write a lot more events and a lot of things to track on that one page. And the way I'm going to keep it clear is I'm going to take a highlighter and I'm going to highlight lines for each Saturday and Sunday so that there are the limits between my different weeks, and I can see exactly where the weekends are, which makes it more clear for me to plan ahead. You cannot see it clearly here, but on the side to the left, I've put a little sticker that is very long with all the numbers from 1 to 30. Each one takes 1 line, very obviously, and you are more than welcome to be using your pen instead to be writing the numbers by hand. That's totally your choice, whether you have those available or not to you. What I do like to do in that case is use a highlighter and a pen that is a bit more neutral. So a soft grey works perfectly for that. It's not as in your face as a black pen could be. I am also putting a line at the bottom so that you can delimit the months. And then here we go for the next one. This one is a bit of a 2-in-1 kind of deal, depending if you want 3 months on the page or 6 months on the page. That's totally your choice. In this case, we're going to create 3 columns on the page that are 7 boxes each with 1 box in between. It's not perfectly aligned with the number of boxes on the page, so there's going to be 1 extra on the side, but we will just have to live with it. I am once again added those months stickers at the top, and then writing the different days of the week in a soft grey pen, and then going in black with all the numbers of the days. Like I said, it is very time consuming and your wrist will hurt, but you just need to push through it, and you just need to take some breaks in between, because that is a lot of different numbers you're going to have to go through. This layout is actually the one I am using right now in my main bullet journal, and I'm using it over 2 different pages with 6 months per page. The only thing is I go from January all the way to June on 1 line, and then the bottom part of the page I'm using for the other months. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on the same page, I'm going all 1 straight line. I hope that's clear. It's probably not, I'm sorry. I am then drawing a line under my different calendars so I know when exactly to start writing down my events, and so it's even on every month. And really we could just stop here and start on the next page, but it's a bit too much space to write events, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to find the middle of the page and start the process all over again with April, May and June, using exactly the same dimensions as above, so they line up perfectly. I personally find it the most useful for me. There's just enough space to record plenty of different events, and it's all in 2 pages instead of 2 double spreads, so you can see everything at a glance, which is perfect for all your at a glance spread, isn't it? And the way it works for me is I put everything on my Google Calendar on my laptop because I need it to be syncing between my personal laptop and my professional laptop. And then depending on what is the most important to me, I do put it in my bullet journal. We are talking vacations, we are talking days off, we are talking anniversaries and birthdays and stuff like parents' evenings, for example, because I'm a teacher, or instead days where I am in school but the kids are not. So everything at a glance in one go, so I do not have to go through the months on my electronic calendar. And that is it really. We are almost done with them, and with a bit of magic and decoration, this is the final look. You can use those very easily, they do not take too much time, and as you can see, you can have a lot of different decorations that work with them. So tell me, which one are you going to be trying?